Okay, guys, I am back with chapter 2. Let's pick up exactly where we left off with our parts here. Let's now the fun is going to start. Now the sculpting is going to start. So let's isolate our torso, and yeah, I can see. You see, the neck is kind of wonky there. At some point, I lost symmetry. Easy to fix. Um, I go down to modify topology and hit mirror and weld. And there you go. Fixed it. So, group visible. And group visible, I have the button up here, but it's down here under polygroups. Group visible, right there. And I'm just going to Dynamesh. Let's put this about 400 in Dynamesh. And that jacked it up from 41,000 to 460,000. And that's pretty good because that's low enough where it's going to allow me to smooth out these transitions right here. By the way, I'm using a bamboo tablet. I'm not sculpting with a mouse. I'm using a stylus with a bamboo Wacom bamboo tablet, a very small 8-inch tablet. I'm not drawing on the screen. I don't have a Cintiq. Very, very, very old school. But I started out with this stuff and I like it and I'm used to it, so it works. You don't need the fancy stuff. Maybe someday I'll get a Cintiq. But for now, this is working great. Okay, so there you go. I've got 460,000. I'm going to divide it once. That'll give me 1,000,008, and that's going to be good for sculpting. So, right now I've got skin shade material selected. Right here, skin shade. If I start sculpting on that, it's kind of tough to see for you. So what I'm going to do is switch material. Blend is pretty good. You can see that a little bit better. But what I'm going to do is I have this cool material that I purchased online. And it's a metal material. It looks like bronze. And what it does is the raised areas are brown, kind of metal looking. And the recessed areas are, they put a green turquoise like patina in there. So when you sculpt on it, the raised areas, you can see it much, much better. And it's good for our demonstration purposes, right? You can see that much better. So I'm going to leave this bronze color on for now. I'm using the clay spin brush. Now I've got it down here saved on my user interface, but you can find it in the Lightbox. Go to Lightbox, under Brush, right there, Brushes, right here under Clay, and there it is, Clay Spin. And that's my favorite brush. Sometimes I leave the little square alpha on, but I usually change the stroke from dots to freehand. I don't know what the difference is. There's freehand. Let's see what dots looks like. Kind of the same, exactly the same. But anyway, it's a great brush. I like it. And without the alpha on, it's really cool. But I'm going to leave the alpha on because you can see better. I can always smooth it down later. So let's get busy. Let's start sculpting some anatomy. I don't have any anatomy pulled up. I should do that. Let's do that. Hang on one second. Let me just open my QuickTime. This thing. I want to keep track of the time here. 4 minutes. I'll slide that over. Let me see what I've got in terms of anatomy. These are not my pins. Oh, that guy's great. Look at that guy. Pinterest is great, but it's a real wormhole. you can really, really get lost in just messing around with Pinterest. Look at that. That's fantastic. I got to save that. Let's save it to Barbarians. See what I mean? I just got sidetracked. What was I doing? Oh, I'm going to my boards and I'm going to look for male anatomy, superhero anatomy. What the heck? I know I have a male anatomy board. Male anatomy, there it is. I don't know if I should. The superhero course probably has some good reference, but the male anatomy, yeah, what am I looking for? Chest and stomach. See, I don't want abs. I don't want ripped anatomy. I want bulky, kind of dad bod kind of anatomy. This is not really what I'm looking for. Let's try superhero course. I saved a lot of great. These are the reference images I used for the superhero course. We do a female and a male in that course. I'll put the link. I'll put the link down below in the description for the Aaron's website, creatureartteacher.com. If you want to take that course, it's probably on sale for like $20 or $10 maybe. And we really go deep into anatomy and stuff. It's a fun course. Yeah, we did a portrait, we did a male, we did a female. I'm looking for, what am I looking for? Chest and rib cage. Yeah, again, this is too defined. Look at this base mesh. That's a great base mesh. See how crazy some people get with the base mesh? This guy did all the pectoral muscles. He broke down the deltoids, the obliques. He broke down the legs into the quadriceps. And you could do that. George Zaki? Very cool. Very cool. And it really leaves less for you to do in the long run, I suppose. But you're going to see what I'm going to do in a second. Oh, I did it already. I Dynameshed. You're going to lose most of that and sculpt right over it. So, I don't know. I just like to jump right in and start sculpting. I don't like to spend that much time with the base mesh. All right, so let's see. Let's try to stay on topic here. I'm looking for male anatomy reference. I don't really have guys with barrel-chested reference. I guess, oh, here's a good one. That's a cool one. All right, I'm just going to wing it. Here's a good one, too. Let's save that to Barbarians. Great arms. Wow, very cool. I already saved it, it looks like. To hands and feet. Let's save it to Barbarians. All right, you see what's happening? I'm getting lost in Pinterest right now. I'm going to just slide this over and I'm just going to keep working. If I need something specific, I will look it up. But right now, I'm going to use my knowledge of human anatomy that I've learned over the years and just kind of wing it and just kind of sculpt what I know is there. Um, it's kind of dangerous to fall into that, to get like a formula. And I've developed a formula over the years, and it's not really good. Um, it's stylized. It's superhero anatomy. It's comic book anatomy. But I mean, things are in the right place. Things are kind of going where they're supposed to go. But if you want to sculpt like realism, like hyper realism, you really got to look at real people. You can't make stuff up. You got to look at real reference. There's nothing like sculpting from life, too. I mean, that's really not an option. But I don't have a big fat snow giant in front of me, and that's rarely an option. But to sculpt from life, I mean. But I mean, there's enough reference images online. So anyway, I'm just trying to put that rib cage back where it was. Maybe indicate the lats right here. Let me save while I'm here. Let me save Giant 6. Okay. Back is kind of interesting. The lats and the upper back, the trapezius, is kind of cool. That's a cool shape. I like sculpting that. But there are other elements of the back that are kind of mysterious to me. Like up here, the shoulder blades. I never know if I should show the muscles or these little 3 little muscles here that always bulge out above the trapezius, or if I should show the bone of the shoulder blade. I never know. I don't think much bone is going to be showing from this guy, though. Vertebrae. It'll indicate the vertebrae. Okay. This is ribs right here. This is where his obliques would be if he had obliques. Ribs, tendons. Okay. You don't really see, on a guy this big, you're not going to really see a collarbone, but I'm just going to indicate where it would be. Okay, I'm going to build up the pecs as though they're kind of hanging down off the sides. And the clay spin brush, if I hold down Alt, it scoops out. If I just use it normally, it builds up, right? But if I hold down Alt, the Alt button on a Mac, it will scoop out. this is a lot of fun, man. I hope you guys are enjoying the video and maybe working alongside with me. Uh, it's just a zen kind of thing. You just put some nice soft music on and start working, and the hours just melt away. Especially when you're doing something fun, like for yourself. You know, you're not doing a job for a company. I don't get to do that much. I try to do stuff for myself as much as I can, but most of the time I'm working for other people. Right, I don't like the pectoral muscles. It's just that collarbone is too big and it looks like another muscle, so I'm just going to build that up, hide that collarbone again. We got the move brush, and we're just kind of tweaking, pulling things, pushing things. Okay, I think I need to bring the arms on. Whoa, yeah. Yes, I definitely need to bring those arms on. Things are not lining up right. All right, let me just grab a big move brush and pull this down. Or pull the arms up a little. Okay, let's turn skin shape back on. Let's isolate the arms, and you can see the arms are still in 6 segments. We haven't dynameshed yet. So let's group visible and dynamesh. You see we got 48,000 points. Let's dynamesh that and get 500,000. Let's divide and get over 2 million. That's beautiful. Let's go back down though and smooth out some of these transitions a little bit. Okay, back up. Let's get that cool bronze material again. Turn on our torso. Okay, clay spin. Let me just save Giant 7. I've crashed a couple of times here. I've lost some recordings, so I had to go back and redo it. I'm not really worried. That's what I'm worried about, is losing the screen recording. I'm not really worried about losing work. I can always go back and re-sculpt. Whoa. I'm going to turn the intensity down just a little bit because those squares are a little bit much. deltoids are fun. They're kind of like a heart shape, and they have several segments. Three big ones, really, not that I could see. I'm not really a student of anatomy as far as learning all the names goes. I think it's more important to know where they go and how they tuck under each other, the muscles. But I really don't know all the names like this. That's the bicep. I guess this is part of the tricep, this middle one. This is the tricep back here. I just know how they go and how they kind of tuck under and fold under. And I think that's the more important part. But if you know the names, that's great. More power to you. Another great help when sculpting is the Damien Standard brush, because what that does is, hang on, just let me pay attention here what I'm doing. I want to get this forearm muscle tucked in there correctly. What was I saying? Oh, the Damien Standard brush, yeah. You can draw, where you're going to sculpt. It's like a roadmap. You can actually scribe lines where you want to sculpt stuff. It's a really cool brush. Save as Giant 8, sorry. Hopefully I won't lose this recording because we're up to 23 minutes already. Chapter 2, Upper Torso.